I want to talk now, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Oh, no, but that's good. You say you think you got it now, though, right?
Yeah. I think I really got it now. Because as a matter of fact, what I'm trying to say is, without that Roman element in it, I don't think I would have got it.
Gotcha.
I think I'll still be stuck somewhere because I never associated Rome with none of this, even though she is supposed to be the, we have the iron legs, and that's where we at. Scripture supports it. So.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I was like, okay, and what I'm trying to say is, and then once you, like the bankruptcy laws and Leviticus and all that old stuff, and and then Daniel, and man, I was like, okay, now I see what you're talking about now, Patrick. Now I see what you mean, fam.
Yeah.
Okay, man. But now all I got to fix now is the banking aspect of it. I need banking. I mean, I know probably be talking about 101, but I need banking 1 first before I get to 101. I'm just being silly, but you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, man, and I think a lot of the that 36 file, all that file in there, if you go back like maybe I think it's like 6 weeks. That's what I did. I went back like 6 weeks, like August the 21st. That's when he started really going in on the calls about the forms that we're doing now.
That's right.
So get time to do that, man.
What I did all day today was reviewing, going back on the calls, trying to get in the best parts and take the best notes off of them, so I could update myself all the way up till last week.
Yes, indeed.
Just to dot my I's and cross my T's.
We're down.
The questions I'll be having, the questions, like, man, you should know that already, and I know, but sometimes I need like a double take, man.
Right. Right.
Now, did you guys see the new substitute W-8BEN example up there?
No, we haven't seen it yet, Thomas.
Okay, it got loaded up there yesterday.
The sample did? Okay.
That was yesterday? Yeah. See, I don't have internet, so I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow and get it.
Okay, well, it was sent in the email yesterday, too.
Can also, night before the call starts?
Pardon?
So I can get updated since I don't have internet?
Oh, okay. Hurry up.
Okay, and he also brought out the Social Security Administration Form 7050, which is very interesting. It looks like we will be able to have them tell us what's in our account. Except it's going to cost us $192 to ask the question.
Okay.
Was that a pun, or are you serious?
No, that's what's there. Google SSA 7050. The way I do it, I Google PDF SSA 7050, and that tends to bring up the form first thing.
And it tells you who it goes to and everything, Tom?
Oh, yeah, it tells you who to go to and what you can get for free and what you can't.
Oh, man.
And Patrick did post in the Skype group the wording that you need to put into the box as to why you want this information.
Nice.
He posted that yesterday. I think it was yesterday, maybe today. Let me take a look.
Okay, that's what that wording was, and I couldn't figure out what that was. Okay, I got you.
Right, that was for that form.
Got it. Beautiful. Now it makes sense. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and he says that, my statement on the SSA 7050 request.
Okay.
And they charging you, they charging you, so they charging you a fee to do an audit of the account then?
That's basically what it is, yes.
Okay.
They will give you the free information free for just this year, but to get and probably they mean it to be just employment, but the way Patrick has put this statement in here, it's making clear to them they want everything that's being done on the account, not just employer stuff.
That's the manifest.
Yeah. Having them give us a manifest, yes. And Patrick will have some interesting information on how to use this W-8BEN form. We should be including it with our set-offs and receipts as well as the receipt. He listed it in the receipt package, but it will help also in the set-offs, giving our authority.
So every time we send it in, Tom, or is it just for that one time?
Well, I think it would, it would make sense that we only would have to do it the one time, but I'm just going to keep up with it until they say stop.
I got you. Makes sense.
And we know they got it then.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to have the SSA 750 form in front of you during the call, and also that W-8BEN document.
Beautiful. Let me pull that up right now.
Okay.
I used to have that Nitro Pro before they modified it. You could use these IRS forms and make your own modifications to them. Now the Nitro now won't allow you to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, I have not.
I'd have made my own modifications already.
Well, if you take a look at the way he made his modifications, he did it in a doc file. He did it in a Word file. Because it doesn't have to be a PDF form. You can do it any way you want.
Awesome. W-8BEN.
Yeah, it's Patrick. I'm on the line.
Hi, Patrick. We're recording.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah, that substitute IRS W-8BEN form. Okay, it's substitute. And we can make up our own IRS forms and make them substitute, replace them for what the IRS has out there.
Beautiful.
Okay, we're the taxing authority, really, out here in this country. Okay, they're using our stuff, so everything out here is really owed back to the source, and we are the source in all cases. Okay, not our Mortmain, not the government. We're the source. Okay, we're the source of the government. Okay, so we stand with authority when you really look at it. When you stand back. Now, the problem that most people get into is that they go in and they argue a situation. And I sent Tom 2 more files. One is bond creditors and their bonds, the hidden commercial. I forget what the rest of the title is. But anyway, Tom can download those and then post those on the group too. And then also a Social Security administration document that has the address of the regional offices, fax numbers and stuff.
All right, that one's still connecting.
Okay, it may take a little while. I don't know what the hell's wrong with the damn internet. I got slow shit.
Okay, no problem.
But I'd done this substitute W-8BEN back in 2010, but now, in looking at it, it makes all the sense in the world how we go about it. And if you pull down the instructions for the W-8BEN off the IRS website, you'll see that it talks about a foreign financial institution in there, an FFI. Well, now that we have our individual bankers EIN for our private bank, then that puts us as a foreign financial institution.
Damn. Bingo.
And I didn't get that when I read those instructions. I didn't get that we were the FFI. Now it makes sense.
Bingo.
Well, you should have looked at the form and seen that and said, well, where did he come up with that FFI?
Yep. Well, I just thought it was they were going after bank accounts in foreign banks, but it's a totally different aspect of it that you're looking at.
We are a banker. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We're the bank. We've got our stuff banked.
Right.
Okay? And the bankers are the ones that have the control in this world.
Yep.
So when we stand in that capacity, then basically we have the hammer. And we're the creditor, really. So all we have to do is release the credits in every endeavor. So this other document that I have, the bonds and credit, they have some very good information in there, okay? They're sort of missing a couple key points on getting this individual banker's EIN, but they've got some other stuff in there that's very helpful if you understand what they're saying, like for traffic tickets and stuff like that. Setting it off, you have to give the endorsement. Now, all the stuff, there's got to be a means here in the States, and I said before that the Social Security Administration, when you go into the Social Security office, it's tight security there. What's going on? Well, they're acting like a bank. Well, they are. They're a Treasury bank. They're the United States Treasury Department banking system that's tied into Puerto Rico also. The accounts have to be held in Puerto Rico because they're Mortmain accounts. Okay, they're not really trust. They're sort of a quasi-trust, but they're not a trust. They're a Mortmain account. And they have to be held in Puerto Rico because they can't be held here on continental United States, because to have them here, they would be in violation of the Constitution and the statutes at large. Because Mortmains are illegal. So they're holding them down in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is operating under the codes of law. That's why Puerto Rico could never become a state. They wanted statehood. They wanted to become a state, but it was the bankers and the government that prevented them from becoming a state. So they remained a territory under the codes of law, so that they could keep the Mortmain accounts in Puerto Rico. You have to think about why certain things happen, and then you can start putting the big picture together. The Social Security system basically is where most of us got our not Treasury Direct, but our Direct Express debit cards from the Department of Treasury. So it's a debit card, and basically they can put funds into it. They put well over $70,000 onto mine in one shot because of money that they owed me for back usage of my account, monthly withdrawals that I hadn't collected. So they can put all the funds onto that Direct Express card. You can go and get a Treasury Direct card, have the funds transferred to there, and then transferred into another account, unless they've modified the Treasury Direct card and made it like a debit card, like the Direct Express card. I don't know. But you can find out from the Social Security Administration that it looks like you might have to go to the regional office. And I sent Tom a document for the regional office, Social Security Administration, to basically know where you need to go for your address, for your region. Then you could possibly take your certificate of live birth, which is really a birth certificate on bond note paper, turn that into a negotiable instrument, releasing that amount of credit, still doing the 1099-A and everything, just like what we're doing going to Puerto Rico. But instead of going to Puerto Rico, we go to the regional Treasury Bank in the Social Security Administration. Should be able to do the same thing with the DD-214. And all your receipts. Get the compensation, Social Security. The social aspect of the country, and it's the security of the country. Social Security. It's not your damn Social Security that they're looking out for. It's for the damn corporations and the government, for their operations. They've been using our account, so we turn around and we turn those receipts in against our Mortmain account to release the credits. But you need to have your W-8BEN, you need to have your 56 over your Social Security Mortmain person, and you have to have your Form 56F over either your state EIN person or your foreign grantor trust person, to where you are the fiduciary. The fiduciary is one of the highest people out here, more higher than a trustee or an executor or anything like that. Look around at some of these damn deals about becoming a fiduciary. I went into the Veterans Administration. What do they talk about? The fiduciary in certain prospects. They don't look for a trustee or an executor. No, it's fiduciary. So we stand as the fiduciary. And we're a foreign financial institution in the process. I don't know, you could probably go through some of the old dictionaries or something and try and find out what fiduciary really means. Fiduc.
Well, basis would be fides for faith.
But it's all, we're there, okay? And then it's gonna, if you want to do that 70/50 form, okay, wait until you get some funds or something like that, because it's going to cost you $192 to get a complete breakdown of all your lifetime, and then to get it certified. So $136 to get an uncertified copy of all, a breakdown of all the assets that you've done against your Mortmain account. And then to get it certified, it's another $56. So it's $192 to get that. Once you get that certified copy, then you can turn around and endorse that and submit that in and close down the account. That's what I'm looking at. Huh?
Submit that to Puerto Rico?
No, you can probably go to your regional office, your regional bank, the Social Security Administration regional office. You mark this when you send these documents into it, that you're coming in sort of like what I had there before. We're coming in the capacity of what I told you to put for going like to Austin, Texas, when you send your tax 1096 form in and your 1099As down there. You want to go to the federal or to the foreign office. You're coming in as a foreign financial institution.
I put that foreign institution on my fiduciary name under my 56F. I did and sent it off already. I hope I ain't messed it up, man. It sounds like that's where it should be, so that's where I put it.
Yeah, I mean, don't hesitate to do some of this stuff. I mean, be creative. You're the creator. We're not set in form, okay? We're not put in concrete.
Right.
Okay? We can get up and move around.
Yeah, so you're saying once you get that SS 7050 file, once you obtain it and you file it for the with the fee, once they give that to you, that certified copy to you, you turn right back around and go in there after you endorse it and file it with them as the fiduciary to obtain the funds that are in that account?
That's the way I'm looking at it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but they won't be the fiduciary, will they?
No, you are.
Oh, okay.
You know what fiduciary really means?
Yeah,
Head motherfucker. Foreign fucking individual. FFI. You're a foreign fucking individual. You're a fucker. You're not the fuckee.
Beautiful.
I hope I didn't offend too many women. But that's what you are. That's really what the fiduciary means. The fucker. The one that has the fucking power.
Ain't no more.
All right, question. If technically they are the owner of these copies of these fictions, how can we claim anything? You know, how can we do this? And especially, I mean, if we're not the owner of the fiction.
We are the beneficial owner as a foreign financial institution. We're the individual banker, and we're the owner and the fiduciary. Yeah, you need the Form 56, the 56F, and then your W-8BEN form. And basically, you sign those as the fiduciary. You don't come in under their penalties of perjury or anything like that. You come in under God's law, Christ's law, the law that's cast in stone or cast in iron. Not the codes of law, not the Jezebel banking system. You come in under your banking system, the real banking system.
Patrick, do we send those 3 to Austin?
You can send those 3 to wherever you want to. You want to notify them who you are. I am coming in with this power. That you don't send them out until you got something to send to them. First time you send out your 1096 form and your 1099As to Austin, put a copy of these in there with it. The W-8BEN and the Form 56. 56s.
Right.
When you go to the local regional Social Security office, you put these in. When you call up or go to your local IRS or Social Security office, you give them a copy. Here, put this in my file.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once you get basically established at your local or at your regional office, then you can go and basically probably start submitting your stuff right to your local IRS office and say, here, forward this to the regional office. Here's all my receipts for the week. Send them in. They can process the funds into those debit cards. And all you're doing that Treasury Direct or Direct Express card that I have, okay, it's by the Department of the Treasury, but it's under the control of the Social Security Administration. We were trying to figure out how to get funds into it, okay, to transfer funds for, basically for like a year or two. We've been trying to figure that out. Well, now we know. And see, it's not our card. Everything out here that is bought and sold is bought and sold primarily in your Mortmain person's name. You go into the grocery store and you buy some food with Federal Reserve dollars. who's buying the food. Not you. It's the Mortmain person buying the food, but he's giving it to you. He's transferring title to you.
Man, gotcha.
I bought my automobile with my Direct Express card. I went and got a set of dentures ordered with my Direct Express card. I paid off my hospital bill with my Direct Express card. But it was not me that was making the payment. It was my Mortmain person, because it appeared on the receipt, those receipts, as Divine, Patrick. He was paying the bill. So that card belongs to the account, the Mortmain account person. And then I was acting as the fiduciary, the signer for that card, to release it.
I got it.
And then he turns around when you go into the grocery store and you pay with the Federal Reserve dollar. He's buying it, but he's transferring title to you, so you walk out of the store with that can of soup and you can eat it. Because now you have title to that can of soup. And see, I transferred title from him to my Patrick Divine private bank. So the title in the car does not belong to my Mortmain person any longer. It now belongs to my Patrick Divine private bank, E&T. That's what people don't see. They've got to get the transfer of the title done when they do this. You're doing it all the time when you walk into the grocery store and you do this, but you don't do it when you buy the house. You don't do it when you buy a car or anything like that. The Mortmain person is keeping the title. Therefore, the state has control over it. You go and do half this stuff. I mean, you take your certificate of title down, and then you pay to have the state take control of it. You know what you're doing?
Giving it to the state.
No, you're saying I'm incompetent. Who in their right mind would pay to have somebody else use their damn shit? You're an idiot. You're a lunatic. You're insane. So the state's got to come in and take care of you because you're an insane person. Because nobody in their right mind would ever pay somebody else to take care of their shit for them. Or to have the right to use their shit.
They working hard for every day to pay.
Yeah, and they're making you pay them to use their shit.
So, Patrick, I got a question. Patrick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question. I'm the owner of a used car lot, and I have in my possession 50 to 60 titles at one time. How would I go about getting all those titles into my name instead of the state's name when I sell people cars?
They have to turn around and basically, when they buy the vehicle, they have to have the vehicle being bought in the fiduciary's name, in your private bank's name. Transfer the title right then and there when you do the purchase of it. See, like when you go into the grocery store and you pull out your debit card, okay? The dead man's buying that for you.
Exactly.
You're walking out of the store with it. Now in your possession, you have the transit receipt for it, and you go home and eat it. The Mortmain person don't eat that damn thing.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Now, what the hell is he going to do with a can of soup?
You did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's how simple it is.
It's commerce. It's commerce.
Yeah, and all you're doing basically is turning around when you turn those receipts in, and see you're turning those in so that you cannot go back and use the receipt, because as long as the receipt is held out there by you, okay, that company doesn't have to put the reimbursement back to the Treasury. Because they're holding it for the duration that they are able to, because of a warranty, a liability that you might come back and want redemption for that from them. So when you turn that receipt in, you're saying, I'm surrendering this. Now I need to have my account recharged up again.
Beautiful.
I'm not going to go after the company for reimbursement. I'm going to allow the Treasury to go after them to get reimbursed, because that company had to borrow from the Treasury at the beginning of the year, because that company had no money. So it allows the Treasury to get reimbursed, and then it also gives the Treasury the instrument, when you send the 1099-A and everything in, along with it, to transfer the funds back from the Treasury over to your account. And then with the other forms that I had there, you do the withdrawal from your account and do it over to your other account, wherever you got it at. Your other Mortmain account. See, all these accounts, even your local bank account, is tied to that Mortmain account. It's his account. You're the fiduciary over that account.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it shows it's starting to download now, Tom. You got the one. The other one's about 1/3 of the way done. But on that bonds, creditors, and their bonds, the hidden commercial, whatever title on the thing is, basically, it's the hidden commercial court process. But it gives you a good sort of understanding of why people end up going to jail. You've got to come in and see, they put all these charges out here. Instead of coming to us as the living person and asking for funds, they turn around and write charges against our Mortmain person, and all we have to do is release the credits, do the endorsement. They give us a bond or a bill, and we do the endorsement on the backside of it and release the credits as negative value. But you stand as the fiduciary in the process. The FFI. You're foreign to their system. You are a fiduciary, and you are an individual, even though they call it foreign financial institution. You're a foreign fiduciary individual.
Oh, man, I love it. That's strong. That's strong.
Of course, I use a different word for the second one, but that's up to you.
So, Patrick, on this 8-BEN form, the IRS substitute, number one, the name of the individual is going to be the name of the straw.
No. Name of individual foreign person that is the beneficial owner / fiduciary.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That is your individual banker.
Got it.
Capital first letters, small letters. Person. That's your person.
Okay, that's the live person. Got you.
Well, basically, it's not the live person. It's still a fictionary person, but basically, he's operating as your right-hand son of God.
Okay.
Okay? Really, he's your fatherhead in the three persons scenario. Your individual banker is the father. Your son of the father is basically going to be your estate person. And then the foreign grantor trust person is going to be your Holy Ghost, your ghost person. He's going to be in the background. Just like it's in the Bible, the three persons. You needed to have your three persons. The living person, as Patrick, ain't anywhere on these forms.
Beautiful.
Because I'm not dead, so I don't have a last name. But these other three, in this capacity, are not Mortmain persons. They're persons, fictional persons in this capacity, but they're not Mortmain persons, which the Social Security person is a Mortmain account person.
Got it. I see, and that's for number 6. Okay, I'm with you now.
Okay. And then number 7, you put your individual banker's identification number there.
Mm-hmm.
The Social Security number goes in 6, and the individual banker's number goes in 7.
So the Social Security number still has its dashes in it for 6?
Yes, you still leave the dashes in.
Okay, good. And our actual birth date for 9, not 90 days later.
No, you put the actual birth date because, see, that's what they really tie to that Mortmain account is really your birth date. You go to the hospital. What do they put you down? First thing they ask you, what's your birth date? You look at some of these deals that they put on your arm so that they don't lose the patient in the hospital. It's his birth date.
Right.
Name and birth date.
And that comes from your straightening out the birth certificate versus the certificate of live birth.
No, it comes out basically that the dead man died that day too, so it's a death date.
Okay, both. Okay.
See, it's the Mortmain. It is the birth sack.
Okay.
That's why they need that death date, because it's the day the birth sack died.
Hmm.
And see, Patrick, I got a question about that. Because if that's in fact what happened, then that means the copy, the certificate of what have you, that means it belongs to somebody else. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the somebody.
Whose birth sack was that?
That was my mom.
It was yours.
Okay.
Okay? Everything belongs to you. Okay? I hate all these goddamn people out here on the damn internet saying you don't own anything. You don't own this. You don't do this. That's total bullshit. Only the living can own anything. The government can't own shit. They can only use what we allow them to use.
All right.
We're the owners. It was our birth sack. It was what gave us life support while we were in the hopper.
I feel you. Yeah, okay. All right. I feel you, Patrick.
Now, they converted that life sack, hopper life sack, into a Mortmain life sack.
That's right.
And they've got all of our assets hidden in it. It's our life sack now out here. We just have to go and claim it. It's our life support system.
That's right, because of the Baby Act.
Well, because of a lot of things. Because of the original way they set this thing up. They just moved the birth sack in the hopper to a birth sack supporting system out here in a Mortmain account.
So then the real human flesh, that means we're invisible to them then. Until we give life to them.
In their world, yes. They do not see us. We can't interface with them. We have to have our fictional persons, our Fiducs, come in for us. Our Fiducers.
Man, I mean, man, do you? I'm just hearing, man, from on the outside looking in. How can we be? I mean, we look like damn fools, man. I hate to say it like that, but
yeah, well, that was their game plan, to make you look like a fool. Then, if you're looking like a fool, then the state has to take care of you because now you've got to become a ward of the state.
Okay, I've got the bonds creditor file, Patrick. The other Social Security Administration got canceled.
You canceled, why?
somehow it just blew up at this end. And if you could,
it says it got sent.
Well, let me look in the folder.
Man, that's almost like saying everything is a lie. More than anything. That's crazy. That's killer, man.
No, it's not here, Patrick. Because
It is now. It is now.
Okay, there it is going. Got canceled again. Crap.
I don't know why it got canceled. It said it got sent.
Let me look in the folder again.
Not in your other document computer, is it?
No. I'm on the one that saves it automatically. But somehow, even though your thought thinks it sent it, this one's saying it didn't get it. $18. It's stuck at 18 kilobytes. Well, connecting. 6 seconds remaining. 4 seconds. 3. File received. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, I sent it as a PDF this time. The other one I was trying to send to you in a Word document so you could cut and paste out of it.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay. I got it. So I'll post these up on the Skype group and on the Yahoo group right now.
Okay.
Okay, Patrick, Part 4, certification, same document, W-8BEN, under the penalties of perjury. Item number 1, I am the individual banker fiduciary over thee. And we're putting in there the name and the birth date?
I put Divine, Patrick, SSN, Mortmain Account.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, you're dead man, okay? If that's the way the damn debit card or credit card receipt's going to print out as Divine, Patrick, basically then that's my dead Mortmain account. It's going to be Divine, Patrick.
Got it.
Even though the Social Security card shows Patrick Divine, the real name is Divine, Patrick. Last name first. You always have to go to that. That's where you're going to find the account.
Got it.
And then see that SS Mortmain identification number is with the dashes is only for taxing purposes. For account purposes, it has no dashes. Yeah, on a bank account, you never see any dashes. Normally in the account number.
Right. Exactly. Wow.
Okay, any other questions?
Hey, Patrick, should we learn about the lawfulness of Mortmain accounts? Like, I'd like to learn, like the legality of it and the prohibitions of it.
I had Tom post 2 documents up there before.
Okay.
About a week ago or so.
Okay.
Didn't you post those, Tom?
Yep, they're up there.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen them.
You can look it up in the dictionary.
Yeah,
okay?
I know.
It's all out here. Basically, the Mortmains were set up, basically, in a lot of cases, by the churches out here in the Jezebel banking system to keep land and everything away from the kings from being able to tax and use it. A mortmain is taking something out of circulation, out of usage.
Right.
And that's against the law.
Those two Mortmain documents were posted on September 23rd.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's some good history on that. See?
Yeah.
This goes for Canada. This goes for all these damn countries out here. England. Their accounts are being held in offshore, probably in the Caribbean also. Somewhere they're being held in offshore. They're not under the country, England's control. They're under the control that they're not under the control. Because they moved them offshore. Then they can hold them in that capacity. Just like Puerto Rico is just a territory. It's not a state. If there was a state, those accounts couldn't be in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Patrick?
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. I was going back into some of your old documents from about a year ago, and I was reading up today on Electora, the E1 designation, as opposed to Mr. and Mrs. And I'm looking at one of your sample SS4 forms, and you've got Mr. Patrick Colon Divine dash individual banker slash CFO. So my question is, should we be using a Mr., Mrs., Miss, or an E1, or at what point do we start to use E1? Because I know that it's not a good idea to use it until certain things have occurred.
I wouldn't do anything with those, okay?
Okay.
Just put that all aside, okay?
All right.
Mr. and Mrs. is primarily used for showing that you're married, okay? In a family scenario. And in a family scenario, the father should be always the head person in that family, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The wife should always be behind him, hidden even further in the background. Okay, not to be seen out front, okay?
Yeah. But I'm not married, so how would I do it then? Just no designation at all?
No, I'd go out and find a man.
No, I've decided to give that up. Okay.
Well, that's your prerogative.
Well, hey, I've got too much to do trying to figure these dang forms out.
Well, I got them figured out for you. Come on. That's all done. Now what's your problem? See, I took care of your problem. Now what problem do you have?
Oh, I'll find one tomorrow. I promise. All right, so should we be doing our first name first, or should we be doing our last name first?
Just the way I told you on the documents here, okay? On the W-8BEN, okay? We turn around and we put, as the individual banker, okay, We use our first name and then last name, okay? That's the way you sign all your stuff. But now for the Mortmain account, it's going to be last name first. He's a dead man. You got to go to the family plot to find him.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, got it.
Okay.
So which
no, you still don't have any problems. So now what's your problem?
Okay, all right. I'll work on it.
Okay.
All right. No, actually, Mortmain. Is it Mortmain? Mortmain? Whatever. See, I got a problem. I can't say Mortmain. All right. So, okay, we've got individual banker, which would be first name and then last name. Do we put a colon or semicolon in between the two names?
No.
No semicolon.
No semicolon.
Okay. All right.
Only use the living when you basically are addressing anything. It's your Christian name, like Jesus, Daniel, Moses, okay? A one-name scenario. And then you are the family or the clan.
Okay. But now I'm still using my married name. Should I be using my maiden name for this?
Whatever you've legally changed your name to, okay?
Oh, okay. All right. So then I should stay with my married name.
Yeah, or what's on your birth certificate if you haven't changed it. If you don't have a legal document, court document that basically gave you a name change. See, is what they're operating with out here, primarily in a lot of this scenario, is identity theft. They have stolen your identity.
Right.
And given it to a dead Mortmain person.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's one of the things that when you go to the Inspector General for the Social Security Administration is identity theft. You go to the Treasury Department. What's their big hang-up? Identity theft. Your identity has been stolen from you by these commercial Mortmain handlers.
So we still be using these identity theft documents that you came up with?
Yeah, you can basically still work on those, okay?
Okay, will do.
It's all about identity theft, and when it really comes down to it.
Okay.
And see, now you understand the identity theft by this Mortmain process.
Okay,
now you can understand how to turn around and take and transfer the titles. You transfer title when you buy anything over to your individual banker. You buy the house. You don't leave it in your Mortmain name. The Mortmain person is the one that's buying the house, okay? But you transfer the title right then and there over to your private bank. Yeah, he's my Patrick Devine private bank, E&T, was the one that bought the car or has the car titled to him. Therefore, the state has no jurisdictional control over it.
Okay, so going back to the estate EIN, it asks for Social Security name. So is that name, again, going to then be my married name and not my maiden name?
Whatever on your Social Security card.
Well, it is the married name at this point, yes.
Okay.
But does that change our ability to take title to our original birth certificate?
No.
Okay.
You just got to show that the name change document, and basically in that case, you should be putting a claim in with that Bureau of Vital Statistics. I think if you read the stuff about the Bureau of Vital Statistics, I think it will address women getting a married name change.
Okay. So is there a particular form or something that we're supposed to
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I'm not
All
a
right.
female, so I never looked into that. I don't have to worry about that. I get to keep my name the same way it is from my date of birth.
Okay.
It's my name. It was given to me. I'm going to keep it. The
Right.
state never gave me that name. My parents gave me that name. I'm not going to be like some of these guys, like on Angela Stark's show last week with Dick Beck, and now he wants to change his name to whatever he wants to be.
He calls himself Adam.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because now he wants to think that basically the state gave him that name, Vic. And the state has control of that name, Vic. No, they don't.
There's tons of people who believe that, though.
Yeah, and see, that was the whole patriot community misguidance out here to get everybody to argue the damn thing, and then they go into court and they continue to argue. I ain't paying that bill. I ain't doing this. Hey, just endorse the damn thing. It's not coming out of your back pocket then.
Exactly. Simple.
It's coming out of the dead man's account.
Shit. Simple. It's already prepaid. You just got to endorse it. I got you.
Yeah, let them handle it. Let them play with the dead.
So which EIN is it that we're supposed to do last name first?
None of your EINs are last name first.
Oh.
Only the Social Security. When you're going after that account at Puerto Rico or with the Social Security Administration, the Mortmain, that is the last name first.
Okay.
But all the EINs belong to us. We are the ones that created them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. We didn't create the Social Security one. The state tried to give that dead man to us, and we took him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to dig him up and we're going to bury him in our own backyard. Okay, any other questions?
Is it necessary to, when we're on the EIN form, it asks for third-party designee. Are we supposed to have a third party?
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, tell her what designated form is for some people. Explain that to them.
And if they don't issue a 98 number, we're going to be...
It don't make any difference, okay? Whatever number they issue.
Okay.
As long as they call it what you want them to call it, basically just use it.
Okay. And when we do the online filling out the form, it requires that we fill in the Social Security number. Or
you put down the Social Security number.
Oh, we should.
You're attaching. You got to attach. You got to have an attachment to that Mortmain account, showing that you're over that Mortmain account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, that's really what they're doing. They're giving you basically the item there to attach so that you stand over that Mortmain. That's where all your funds are at right now, is in that Mortmain account.
Okay. So the estate Social Security number of decedent, that would be where on the estate EIN, we're putting our Social Security number in there, and we're also putting it into 7B then?
Into what?
7B, where they ask for Social Security
I don't know.
number?
I'm not looking at the form.
It's the responsible
Okay.
person. The responsible person.
Yeah, because it's asking for a Social Security number of decedent, and we are the decedent, right?
It's our Mortmain person, yes.
Yeah. And
just look at it from that aspect. That basically you're tying that to that Mortmain account.
Mhm. So we're both the living and the dead on that.
You are not either one of them, okay?
Okay.
That SSN is a Mortmain account. Just think of it as an account.
Oh, I see. All right.
Okay? You're tying that to an account.
Got it.
You've got to have an attachment to something that basically has the funds.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gotta go. Get back. I'll be back.
Patrick, the document on Mortmain that you provided that's in the file.
The what?
Paragraph in here that talks about that we have not in this country reenacted the statutes of Mortmain or generally assumed them to be enforced. And the only legal check to the acquisition of lands by corporations consists in those special restrictions contained in the acts by which they are incorporated. It goes on to state something about the statute of wills, and that by way of exception, that the statute of Mortmain are enforced in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and then basically they were outlawed later on, okay? When the Constitution and everything came into play.
Right, because this says 1832.
That's after the Constitution.
Well, you have to basically see, in some cases, that might be under the Amish or the Mennonites or whatever scenario. I don't know.
Okay, Patrick, I've got a question for you. You have said a couple of times, and it was just a real quick little comment that you made, and you didn't elaborate on it, and I'm wondering if you could expand on it. You said, we need to get this in now because we've got very little time left, or this may not. It seemed like you implied that this was not going to continue to exist.
Right, it may not, okay?
So what is it that you're seeing that might change?
I'm saying the same scenario might happen here in this country that happened to Jerusalem back in 70 A.D.
Complete collapse.
Which was what?
The Romans came in there and destroyed Jerusalem. They did not leave one stone standing because of the corrupt banking system that they were operating under.
So if the Republic comes and goes into effect, do you think that would shut everything down then?
The Republic ain't going to come into effect, okay? This whole thing is going to collapse. The bankers are going to destroy this country first.
Right.
They're going to try and leave town and basically leave everybody hanging here.
Right.
With no funds or anything like that to basically buy or sell anything.
Yeah, the United States is at war with the United States of America.
Right. It's the corporations and the bankers that are at war with the people. They are trying to destroy us. The Jezebel system is trying to destroy the de jure temple. You are the de jure temple. Act like it.
Well, we know that the fiat money system can't continue.
You don't worry about that, okay? Our assets are held in a Mortmain account in real silver.
Okay, so that's going to.
We have to get our real silver dug up and brought home.
Well, why do you think it's going to change?
Because right now it's buried. You've got to get out there and dig it up. If you don't dig it up, you're not going to have shit.
Well, do you think that there's going to be a point in time where we won't be able to have access to it?
Yes.
When the banks shut their doors, they're going to have martial law. You're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to have money to do anything. You're not going to have any money to buy postage to send this shit out. You're going to be in a town locked down. It's going to be a prison planet.
So what should be our primary focus right now? To
get this shit done.
But if we can't even get postage to send anything, how are we going to...
You've got postage right now.
Okay, I understand.
This hasn't happened.
What are you really trying to say here?
Well, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just trying to understand.
You're worrying about something you don't have the right to worry about right now because I've given you the answer. Get it done.
I understand. Okay.
See, I'm going to tell you this right now. That is the difference in mentality of a woman compared to a man. You worry too damn much about little shit. You got to look at the big picture. That's why women really did not have the right to vote. They were supposed to be standing behind their man, as Loretta Lynn said. Stand by your man. But in this country, and as all across the world, they tried to give women's lib. Free the women. Free the women. Let them have whatever the fuck they want.
The state became their man.
Yeah, and then basically they left and destroyed the men in this country. And turned them mostly into pussies. The men I'm talking about. Wimps.
Pussy wimps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think these are legitimate questions for how to be able to have some foresight and plan and maybe even motivation to get this done. To see the bigger picture, I don't think that hurts anybody. And I think you know a lot, and I think that we've got a lot to learn from you, and I think that you can guide us probably better than anyone else because of what you know. So that's why I'm asking questions, and I'm just learning, still learning.
Well, I'm not trying to knock you asking the questions, but basically I just want you to start thinking about this,
I am
okay?
thinking.
And that's what it's got to be, is you got to think and not put the questions out there until you've thought them completely through to the end, okay? Mm-hmm. You're not bringing the complete question to the table. You're bringing a partial question to the table because you haven't fully thought the question through, okay? Am I off base on this or not?
Well, I think it's because I'm still trying to figure it all out. And so I don't have the right question because I don't have all the blanks filled in yet.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You just answered your own question.
Yeah, and if you're worried about postage, you can go to the park and get some aluminum cans and some plastic bottles and cash them in and buy some postage.
I'm not worried about postage.
You better not for right now. You should have enough for postage.
Just get it done.
I got, more importantly, when this thing works, we might be able to stop this thing from happening. We might be able, we might be able to change this thing. We might be able to change it. We might be able to stop it from happening if enough of us fall in place.
No, Patrick needs to go on 60 Minutes.
They will never allow that to happen.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I'm being facetious. We'll have to fit ourselves.
I mean, just like they won't get me on to talk shoes or anything like that. Okay? I mean, basically, from what I put out, some of you people should have been going over to talk shoes and even taking the audios and sending them out to some of these other people and saying, hey, here, you better check this out, okay? But we found out that quite a few of these people that are out here putting this information out are total frauds. They're deceiving the people to keep them at bay, to keep them into an argumentative mode in the system, fighting the system.
Divide and conquer.
As long as they can keep controversy.
Yeah, they can argue with themselves.
Yeah. And they see this whole thing, what it says in the Bible, okay? And the Bible is pretty damn accurate of what's getting ready to take place. There may be only 144,000 that end up coming out of the damn system. And that's worldwide. That is worldwide.
Wow.
And how many billions of people we got? 7 billion or something like that now?
Yeah.
Out here?
That's right. 6.5 to 7 billion.
Exactly.
You've got to take care of yourself. You are an individual, okay? That's what everybody totally forgets. You are an individual. You are responsible for yourself and yourself alone. Okay? It's just like in this one movie that basically I was watching, and this guy dies. Well, the minister, basically, I don't know, I think it's a script writer, but basically really did the stuff. I don't think any minister would ever say something like this, but basically he was saying, you're guaranteed 2 dates, your date of birth and your date of death. But there's a dash between the two. That dash is what you are all about. What you make of that dash is what was the worth of your life.
Beautiful.
And you've got to make the most of that dash.
Right.
There's so much good information in the movies and there's always a moral line or some good line in every movie, no matter how bad the damn movie is. All of these vampire movies that have been out here, they've all been talking about this Mortmain, these dead person accounts. Wesley Snipes played Blade in several of these vampire movies, but he didn't understand the part that he's playing in the movies, and that's why he ended up going to jail. All he had to do was to authorize the set-off of the charges against his Mortmain account.
Exactly. And them high-priced lawyers didn't tell him that.
Right. Oh, hell no. They're not going to tell him that because they're back there in the background. And if something like that would have come out, basically the whole country would have known it.
That's something.
You owe no taxes. Okay? You get a tax bill. You endorse it and send it back to them. You get a frivolous filing penalty. Endorse it. Send it back to them. Release the credits from your Mortmain account. It's not your account, but you're the fiduciary over it. The charge is against your dead man, your Mortmain.
Well, now, are you finding that there are occasions where you send it back and they use it, but they still bill you for it?
If you endorse it and release the credits, the way the bill set-off template that I have, they have to settle it.
Are they real? Okay, because I've heard occasions where they actually take it and use it.
You're hearing bad shit.
I am.
Okay? You're hearing misinformation.
Okay.
Okay? And
maybe
see, that's what people get. They hear something over here. You've got to stay on point, okay? You get sidetracked and start listening to some of these other nitwits out here, and you're going to get all screwed up.
Well, in what way am I getting off track? I mean, I'm just wondering if
you hear something that, and basically you believe that other person has something valuable to say, and it takes you a year of Sundays to basically figure out that basically they don't know what the shit they're talking about.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why this works for some people and why it works for the same people.
If it don't work for everybody, it don't work. Now, if you do the endorsement and send it back to them, and you basically put the claim in with the Inspector General of the Social Security Administration, the Treasury Inspector General, that basically they did not accept your banking transaction, and now that you have your banker's EIN, see, as soon as you got your fiduciary powers as an individual banker, you now have the hammer.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, you didn't have the hammer. So you may get something, you may not.
All right, so the recourse then would be to contact the Treasury Inspector General then?
No, the Social Security Inspector General. The Social Security Inspector General is the Mortmain Treasury Inspector General.
Okay.
The Treasury Inspector General out of Washington, D.C., in the Treasury Department is not, there is no Treasury Department really right now, okay? It's all sort of defunct. They're operating in this commercial Mortmain Treasury in this country. That's the problem we've had. We've been trying to go to the one in the Treasury Department in Washington, D.C. Everything now is under this independent Treasury that they set up back in the 1916 to 20 time frame under Woodrow Wilson. Roosevelt wasn't the first one to start this damn process of the dead man. He just brought it to a major head in the 1930s.
Okay, so we should go and contact then the Social Security Inspector General?
You need to have your EINs all in place, okay?
Oh, yeah, of course, of course.
Then you do the documents that I've been talking about here the last 3 or 4 calls. Then if you have any problem, then you go to the Inspector General. Just like I did, and basically one of the other guys down in Texas. When we went to that Social Security Inspector General, and basically they were taking taxes out of his Social Security payments down in Texas, it came to a complete stop, and those taxes were put back into his account.
Mm-hmm.
They owed me, and basically when I reapplied for Social Security benefits back in March or February or April or whatever the hell date it was, and then basically the local office told me I had about $60,000 coming due to me, but it had to go through a process, and it kept dragging on about 3 months or better. And I said, enough of this shit. She called and said, well, we got it through one leg, then it's got to go through a 3-step process. And I said, that is totally unacceptable. I do not accept that. And I'm going to the Inspector General and filing a complaint against this because you have utilized my account. The Social Security Administration has utilized that account for their benefit. And now you're not paying me what is entitled to me. I will bring charges against this office.
Well, now, do you think
they released that shit immediately? Well, not quite immediately, because they screwed up the account number by 1 number, and it took them an extra week to get the damn thing transferred over. But I can forgive a mistake.
Do you think the same thing would apply for a student loan where they taken money out of the Social Security check for that loan?
Yes.
Okay.
But you take that student loan and you endorse it and send it back.
Okay.
Make the payment. Release the credits from your Mortmain account.
Now, I've gotten many, many statements on the student loan. Would I do each one or just one?
You do the final one that you have right now.
Okay.
Get a payout statement.
Yeah, or call them up and get a payoff statement. What's the final payoff? Send me the bill.
Okay.
Then you take the bill and it's a bond on that side, and you turn it over and you endorse it on the back side. I said this on the call.
Yep.
I understand what you're saying about that. I just wasn't sure how student loans would fit into that equation.
They're all tied to the Social Security, to the Mortmain account.
Okay.
Everything out here, your mortgage, your driver's license, your marriage license, you had to give a Social Security number to get those.
Sure.
So they are using your Mortmain account, your dead man's account, which is located down in Puerto Rico.
Right.
And you come in now as a fiduciary, and you have the hammer. You can stop any of these guys in their tracks. Because you are a foreign financial institution. You're foreign to their monetary system, and you are the chief financial institution in the process. You have the hammer. Start being like Thor and weld that hammer. It will come back to you.
When it comes to the Treasury direct account, is that strictly used for the money coming from Puerto Rico?
Yes, it's sort of like from what I got a Treasury direct card back in 2010. Never did use it. Okay, It's not like a debit card, a credit card, but it's sort of like a intermediate processing item. You can get the funds transferred to that, and then you can transfer them out of there to wherever you want.
Can that account be used for any other purpose, or
I don't know?
For that?
Okay, I do not know.
Okay. Do you have to yell at me?
Yes. It's getting long in the call here.
Okay. Well, maybe
and I've been at this too damn long, okay?
Okay.
I mean, talking this shit for years, and basically had a lot of this stuff years ago.
Well,
that we were missing the big thing about the individual bankers, okay? That's what the key thing is, that we are a banker.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I like being a student of yours, Patrick. I just have a hard time sometimes when you yell at me. That's all.
What? You never went to school and got yelled at in school? You never went to a good school then. Because you never really learned anything in that school.
Well,
only the schools that the teachers yelled at the students basically taught anything, really.
No, the teacher put me in a corner and stuck my nose in the corner.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, all right. So the fiduciary, we're the fiduciary of a foreign financial institution. And so we are basically overseeing. We have this private banking system that we're operating out of, and so that we're no longer a part of. See, what I'm trying to figure out is how are we negotiating everything else if we're using the Treasury direct account strictly for the transfer of funds. Then we still have to have a bank account on the side, right?
You may have to, but basically if you go in and try and process this through that regional Social Security office, you can ask them if they can issue you a Direct Express debit card. You'll still use Federal Reserve dollars because that is the processing instrument in this country.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the Direct Express card is what we use. All right.
Well, you can ask and see if they'll give that one to you. Instead of having have to go to a commercial bank, it's still a commercial bank because it's through Comerica Bank.
Okay.
Okay.
So are we in danger if we commingle funds from that Treasury?
You're in danger if you go out there and have insurance contracts and you operate with usury. Yes, you're in danger of dying because you're dead already.
Well, I understand.
You're in violation of the law.
Yeah. I just know that somebody received funds that was put into a regular bank account, and they were fine until they tried to take cash. And immediately upon taking cash, they were arrested.
They did a transfer of funds into that account, and basically they didn't do something right, okay?
Okay.
They did a 1099 OID or something like that and had funds moved in there illegally, not in accordance to the law, okay? And basically they didn't have their fiduciary documents. They didn't have their Form 56s and everything else done properly. So you didn't hear the whole story. That's the problem. There's too much misinformation out here. You never get the whole damn story.
Mm-hmm.
Like even in all these court cases, even in all the court cases, you only hear one side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
The defendant gets out here on the internet and complains about all this shit, but nobody reads what the prosecution side did.
Well, I'm just trying to get the rest of the story because I don't want to make the same mistake.
Well, you're not going to get the rest of the story. You've got to fill in the blanks in some of this process.
Okay.
That's like even the Bible. The Bible doesn't have the whole story written there. If the whole story was written, that damn Bible would take up the damn Library of Congress. That's how many volumes the damn Bible would be if you had the whole story. So it's called the Holy Book because it's got a bunch of damn holes in it. You've got to fill them in. Even the Constitution. Even the Constitution. You've got to read and understand the words. And see, most people don't understand the words. 3 simple words. Inhabitant, resident, and domicile. They have 3 different meanings. An inhabitant in the usage in this country is basically a government office holder.
Right.
A resident is an employee of a corporation. And a domicile is a free man on the land. Because he can get up and move anywhere he wants to. No one has jurisdictional control over him.
Okay.
Hey, got a question, Pat.
Yeah.
What did you put for number 2 on the W-8BEN?
You're breaking up.
Where it says country of citizenship.
You what?
What did you put for number 2 on the W-8BEN, country of citizenship?
Country of citizenship, I think I put United States of America.
Just United States of America, not the United States of America?
No, I just put United States of America.
You're looking at the IRS W-8BEN, aren't you?
Yeah.
Look at the modified one.
Yeah, look at the substitute one. Okay, get a copy of that. You don't want to use the IRS W-8BEN. Okay.
And how about the Form 56 for the identifying number? Would then that be the estate EIN?
No. The identifying number is basically your Social Security number without any dashes.
And then the decedent Social Security number box next to it would be the one with dashes.
Right.
Or not?
Yes, with dashes.
Interesting.
But the identification number is the account identification number, and that has no dashes.
Okay.
Same number, different format.
Right. And then the address of that entity, wouldn't it be the where it was formed, such as the vital statistics in the state?
No, you just put down the address that basically your address that they keep sending everything to you. And then you can put behind that basically true residential address, U.S./SS, independent, offshore, Mortmain, Treasury, Puerto Rico. I mean, really mess with them. Let them know that you know where the shit's at.
Okay, and so the authority where it says on Section A, where you have 1B, court.
Have you looked at the document that I had Tom post?
Yeah. Yeah.
It should be on there.
It's on the Yahoo group.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. In the authority, I marked 1B, court appointment of interstate, estate, no valid will, okay?
Right.
Your certificate of live birth, informational document, went through the court before it went to the county recorder. There was no valid will, and basically the court appointed you. You basically were appointed when you came of age. You were going to be able to take control of this. And then I also marked 1F, other. Original authority was established by county recording and the issuance of the birth certificate. When that certificate of live birth informational document gets recorded at the Bureau of Vital Statistics, they turn around and they send out a copy of that document on a bonded note paper, but it is under state seal. Now it becomes a birth certificate. I had Tom post that document up there about the difference between certificate of live birth and birth certificate. Now, you can either have the date of death as basically the date that it was recorded at the county, or you can have your birth date, because it's tied to the Mortmain. It's what the thing about these forms, it's what you can justify in the process. This is an individual form. There is no penalty of perjury on these forms, on the Form 56s. You're signing as the fiduciary, as the individual fiduciary. And it's up to you to have your understanding, because you're the one that has to defend it. Okay, anything else?
Yes, on that same form, the 56, where it says, if your authority as a fiduciary does not cover all years or tax periods, check here. don't we check that?
No. Your authority covers all years. You've been responsible for that account your whole life.
Okay.
Actually, the 1096s, you put that in your individual banker's name, right?
Yes. The Form 56s.
No, the 1096s.
The 1096? No, you're putting it in your Social Security person. Or your estate person.
Oh, I thought we were putting them in our banker's person.
No.
Okay.
You can sign them as the individual banker, but basically they're going in under either the estate EIN or under the Social Security number.
And that's for the negative charge. Wow. Man, I messed that all up.
No, it's going to be a positive number because basically you are addressing the 1099-A, and the 1099-A is debt. And debt is positive in their world. It's only when we, as the individual banker, fiduciary, order the release of the credits by an endorsement that we turn it into a negative to allow the credits to come out, to be set off against the debt.
Okay, Patrick. So then that means that the voucher will be negative then.
Yes.
I got you. All right, that's the one.
Patrick,
anybody else?
The files are up on the Yahoo group, and all but the Social Security file is up on the Skype group, because the Skype group is only letting me post 2 files at a time.
Got it.
And I put the SSA 7050 up. Anything else, guys?
Okay, call tonight, Tom.
That's not Patrick. Great call. Thank you very much.
Okay. We'll talk to you guys later. Okay. Good night. Sorry for yelling. Okay.
Good night.
Good night.